It seems like a lot of people are taking the time during this international lockdown between fearing for your life and your job and your family and your friends and your future to stay at home and just do exactly what they want to do. Maybe even follow a passion, pursue something that they love. So that's what I'm doing. I want to talk about something that appeared on the internet in 2009 and that I've been obsessed with ever since. So I'm going to play it because you need to see it. It's only short. This is entirely unedited. And I'm really showing you this because it cannot be adequately explained how fucking weird this is. Also, I encourage you to watch it again if you need to, which you will probably.
You hungry? Do you want something to eat? I've got something for you. Here you go. Whoa! What? You want a souvlaki? Well, you'll have to impress me, monkey.
It's souvlaki.
Souvlaki hut. You'll do anything to get one.
Souvlaki hut.
Right. So, if you live outside of Australia, you might need a little context. Souvlaki Hut is a small chain of restaurants specializing in authentic Greek cuisine. And this guy, well, that's former AFL legend of the game, Anthony Koutoufides. He appears in this online exclusive commercial because he was a franchise store owner and the celebrity face of the brand. Now, if you do need more information concerning legend of the game, Anthony Koutoufides, and his relationship with Souvlaki Hut, sure, we can get into that, and we will. But for now, I just want to talk about the ad itself. Starting with, what the fuck is this? I've watched it hundreds, maybe thousands of times over its 11 years. I still show it to people, I send it around. Every time I watch it, I spot something new. I just have so many thoughts. So let's go through this, starting with the way legend of the game, Anthony Koutoufides, is walking in. Because it's not even from off screen. He's already in frame when the commercial starts, which makes me think that the green screen probably starts here and stops about here. And he appears to be in this remote jungle location at first. Obviously, no doubt a stock jungle footage purchase, which I think had some additional palms added into the foreground, because when you look at the whole thing, it doesn't really seem to mesh together. But it also can't be that remote because there is a moving car on the bridge in the background. But look, whatever. I think it's also important to ask, why is Anthony Koutoufides, legend of the game, here? I mean, I know it's one of those things where it's like, don't think about it, it's a commercial. But at the same time, he's in the jungle or something, in a Souvlaki Hut branded uniform, carrying an open and yet uneaten souvlaki. This also isn't Australia because, well, look, we don't have gorillas, do we? And it's certainly not Greece for the same reason. Then, of course, we cut to the gorilla that he previously didn't notice, or maybe he did, but he doesn't seem surprised at all to see it. The surprise, of course, coming later on in the video for all of us. I'd also like to point out it's the same background for the gorilla, only it's mirrored. I mean, you're saving money, you're saving time. I wouldn't have picked it up if I hadn't watched it 1,000 times. It's a seamless shortcut. He then casually offers the gorilla something to eat. He's got a banana in his back pocket, which makes me think, yeah, this trip is planned. He took a souvlaki in hand to wherever the fuck we're supposed to be, and he was expecting to find this gorilla, or at least a gorilla, sitting right here. And he can't have been wandering for long either because his clothes are pristine, and yeah, he is carrying an open and yet uneaten souvlaki. And that makes me think also, did he bring the ingredients overseas to this location and then make up the souvlaki? Did he have it packed very carefully in a carry-on in his luggage? I don't know. So the gorilla is like, yeah, I want something to eat, so he offers him up the banana. You know, the one that he is keeping in his back pocket, which again speaks to the idea that he planned out this encounter to the letter. Or so he may have thought. Because upon throwing the banana, it morphs into a 3D representation of a banana, landing gracefully at the foot of the gorilla. And interestingly, the shot here, it's pulled back slightly, giving us a look at the gorilla's surroundings. And it seems like AstroTurf, potentially, or at least a color-corrected JPEG of some grass. Is this a zoo? Question mark. I've also written in the script. And also, of course, we get the blank polished grey stone, which is soon to play a pivotal role. The gorilla then throws it back, and using his lightning-quick reflexes, honed by the years of being an AFL legend of the game, Anthony Koutoufides effortlessly dodges the banana that's so far from hitting him, it's barely visible in the shot. Then asking the gorilla if in fact it wants a souvlaki, the gorilla nods its head and beats its chest. Well, it's more of a tap, really. Makes me think that the 3D model came with its hands open, and it was too difficult to alter, so they just left it. They left it as is. But of course, Anthony Koutoufides, legend of the game, he requires something in return. What's the line again?
Well, you'll have to impress me, monkey.
I mean, it's obviously a gorilla, and I'm not normally a stickler for that kind of thing. I call vampires Draculas and all sorts of shit like that. But I'm so far into this, I'm just nitpicking everything, all right?
souvlaki.
The gorilla is then seen playing a bouzouki. I don't know how that's pronounced, but I looked it up. It's an instrument of Greek origin, with one finger plucking away whilst an entirely different vocalized tune plays over the top.
Eat souvlaki.
Legend of the game Anthony Koutoufides' face says it all. How, though, did this monkey make this all happen? Where did he get the bouzouki? And what's more, the stone behind him now has souvlaki hut carved into it. Did he carve it just then? Was it on the back of the rock already and he just flipped it around? Then, of course, the whole thing ends with this, obviously, and we're out.
Souvlaki hut. You'll do anything to get one.
Souvlaki hut.
So, now, according to a 2013 interview with legend of the game Anthony Koutoufides, this was filmed over a few hours in front of a green screen with him having no idea what this was supposed to be, what it was going to look like, and that much is clear. Perhaps they were like, hey, we're going to do it with the monkey, but then at the last minute they switch it to a gorilla. Oh my God, if anyone has any behind the scenes footage of how this is made, please, I will give you $1,000 straight up. Not a joke, I will send you $1,000 for all the outtakes. But it's clear though, legend of the game Anthony Koutoufides has no idea where he's supposed to be or what is supposed to be happening. Because apparently though, the concept was from that of the franchise owner and he just went along with it. Also, I went down a bit of a rabbit hole specifically to find the very gorilla asset that was used in this video, alas, to no avail. And that's when it dawned on me because there's no asset you can purchase of a gorilla playing this instrument. This was custom made, or at the very least a 3D model that was altered for the purposes of appearing in this commercial, which is absolute commitment to the craft and I appreciate it. Anyways, just in case you want to know, the Souvlaki Hut franchise has folded. There is one location left, but I think it's more of a family restaurant. I'm not sure that it is associated with the original chain. But yeah, locations across the state packed it in due to lack of interest or perhaps some middling reviews. It's actually suspected that franchise owners lost houses, people lost their jobs on Christmas Eve. It was a whole thing. It was terrible. Because you know, sometimes you're riding high with a viral hit and then bam, virus. I mean, your Souvlaki Hut closes. Also, the franchise owners were involved in Video Easy. Guess how that turned out? Bad, obviously. Maybe they never did manage to capture the authentic Greek flavor that the gorilla craved so. A gorilla that went out of its way to teach itself an obscure Greek instrument and carve the words Souvlaki Hut into solid rock, just in case it ever came across legend of the game Anthony Koutoufides wandering through its jungle in possession of an open yet uneaten souvlaki. Anyways, I hope you're having a good time in isolation. Stay in isolation if you can, but at the same time, make good use of the time. Stave off your insanity like I am. Take a cue from me. Make something that you love, that you really want to do. Also, check in on people you think might need it, and don't be afraid to ask for help yourself. Just like the gorilla from the Souvlaki Hut ad. It knew it needed a souvlaki, and it wasn't above asking for that souvlaki. In a way, we're all the gorilla, and the virus is... I was going to say it's legend of the game Anthony Koutoufides, but that's probably not an apt metaphor. The virus is the banana, because you're like, no thank you, and the cure, it's Anthony Koutoufides offering up the souvlaki. That's the metaphor. Yes! That wasn't even scripted, I just ran with that at the end. This came together so well.